Hey, it's Sarah with Papercraft Junkie, and today I just wanted to go through my index card a day cards. I started doing this in June. I kind of fell off in July, but I have quite a few of them. And I just wanted to talk about how this index card a day can be a super easy way to get your crafting in every day, kind of get that creativity going for you, and experimenting with different techniques that maybe you haven't tried before. And it's such a small space that it can be kind of easy to do different experiments, and then you don't feel like it's so overwhelming. So I started off with just kind of paper collage on the background here. It looks like I did a little bit of paint, and then I used the edges. So when I use a book page, I don't usually use the edges where there's no words. And so sometimes I use those edges to write and put things down. And then just a little piece of ephemera. Also, when I do, it looks like I did some splatter paint on that, which is always fun. And then a lot of times if I do a collage page, I will also stamp some writing on top of it just to make it a little more fun. And then I always, well, maybe not always, it looks like sometimes I forgot to do it, but a lot of time I will distress the edges. And then I like to put the date on it that I did it also, so that I know when I did it. This page, what was I think, so this page with the index card a day, a lot of times what I will do is I will just glue it to a piece of paper and then cut it out of that piece of paper, and then I have an automatic background already there. And so I tried to distress kind of the background, and then it looks like I added another piece of paper that I distressed the edges of that also, and then I used some white acrylic and a stamp to go over that, and then a pop of red for a little bit of just a little bit of color. I like that one. That one's cute. This one, oh, see my, I didn't re-glue it down. There is a problem with my gluing it down to piece of paper that sometimes the edges don't get glued. So this one, I think I printed this out. I think I printed the bicycle out and then cut it out and used it as my focal point. And I used a lot of gesso, but I think I used gesso on this and not white acrylic. But as you can see, I must have done the edges first and then used the gesso, because it kind of picked up that color, and it's not as white on that. But this one is not really my style, but I was trying something different. So I tried a watercolor wash background. So this is just watercolor, and then I had done some I had tried to do some papers that I had painted with acrylic. So this one was painted with these both were painted with acrylic, but this is a texture paste. And then again, I just printed something out of the internet and used it as my focal point. I kind of like this one. I really like abstract art. And so this was kind of that abstract art. I didn't add a focal point to this because I really just liked the abstractness of it. And you can see that I used both green and blue to do the splatters on this one. I did, at first, when I first started doing these, I tried to do a theme a day kind of thing. I think that one was bicycles, right? And then this one was like cats, which is why I have that weird photo there. And this one was ocean, like Earth Day or something for the June 5th. And so this was an ocean inspiration. So again, I did the watercolor wash in the background. I did some acrylic where it's a little bit thicker, and you can see kind of the texture comes from that, from the acrylic being thicker in spots, and then torn paper edges there. This one got a little crazy. I was experimenting with with mark making. So you can see this actually, the background was a full large stamp, and so I stamped the entire background with a sunflower stamp, and then I tried to use watercolor to paint it, and it kind of spread. I think I used too much water, and so then I was like, well, how do I cover that up? And I put some stamps on it, and then I decided to use a white Posca marker to make some mark making, and it just got a little crazy. Not in love with that one. Yeah, this one was National Donut Day. I had some donut stickers and experimented with some paint there. Yeah. I do like this one. I actually love this one. This was, I used a piece of wax paper. So I had wax paper, like from the kitchen, and I had, watercolors, I think, on it. So I had watercolors on it, and then I just dipped it in the watercolor that was like a really hot, watered it down, and then I would dry it in between layers. So you can see that blue is on top of the yellow and the orange. So I dried it in before I put the blue on it, so that the blue stuck out a little bit more and it didn't kind of wash into the other colors. So I really like this one. I like the background of this one a lot, because that was a fun background to do, where I just dipped it. This one I think was where I dipped it, but I had dipped it for another project, and this was, it was like leftover. There was still some paint on the wax paper, and so I just kind of dipped this card as a cleanup, but then I ended up liking the background. This is a stamp from Stampin' Up! That I watercolored some like squares on a piece of paper, and then I once that dried, I put stamp in it. The dog keeps sneezing, sorry. So yeah, that one was fun. I was experimenting with background. I've been experimenting with backgrounds. No idea. Oh, I know what. So there's a little bit of stenciling on this one, but I was experimenting with tissue paper. There's some tissue paper on this, and then I don't know, like I put a clear gesso on top. Dude, what's wrong? To try to get the tissue paper to stick down, but it made it this, it's a really weird, I don't know if you can see, like the shimmer is a really weird texture to it. Not sure I like that one. Once again, I was experimenting with watercolor and washes and dipping, and then just doing some background stamping also. And then see these circles? This was a pill bottle, the top of a pill bottle that I dipped in acrylic paint and then used to make the circles. Like, that was fun. I like that too. I think that one's all stamps, some acrylic paint and then stamps on top. This is another Stampin' Up! Stamp. I've just been digging into my old Stampin' Up! Stamps. More watercolor background with just word stamps, and that watercolor stamp page that I was working on. Oh my, what did I do to this one? I don't know what I was doing. I don't know. This looks like I used some crayon. I wouldn't have used crayon. I would have probably used a distress crayon. So I bet if I put water on this, it would all kind of smear a little bit. Yeah, this one got a little crazy. Not sure what I did there. This one was collaged with stamps on it and a little bit of acrylic paint, just to kind of at the where it was kind of covering, like where the paper bled over each other. I tried that. Probably looks like I did the same, but this is a stencil. These are stuck together. This is a stencil that I used on top of that. Is this? Yeah. That's a lot. So there's paper under there and paint and stencil and then just a sticker. This is when I started, you can see what I was, about midway through June, I decided that I was going to go back into hand lettering and working on my like calligraphy and handwriting. And so I decided to do just a watercolor wash with handwriting on it. This one, that is acrylic paint that it looks like I just kind of like put on there. I really like the ABC stamp. I like that one a lot. It probably needs a focal point, but I didn't quite have one. Practice, make progress. Again, practicing with doodling. You can't please everyone. You're not pizza. Practicing with doodling. This also, I think this was a, these were distressed crayons, distressed ink crayons that then I kind of put water on just to kind of see about it. But this is a different, it looks like I got some cheap, cheap index cards. This one is really thin compared to the rest of them. I'd rather regret something that I did than something that I never tried. I saw this in a book and I just tried to copy it out of a book and do the same thing to see if I could figure it out. This was a stencil and some stamps, and that's probably from Tim Holtz. These were stencils with Distress ink and a Stampin' Up! Stamp. This is a watercolor wash with some texture paste over a stencil, just trying to do it like on the side there. And this I think I printed and cut out. Oh, this is when I got the Tim Holtz people. I love these. Tim Holtz has a bag of people, and then I'm happiest when I'm with you, but they don't look very happy. I thought that was kind of ironic, and so that's why I did that. This is just a watercolor wash with some stamping in the background. I really like this one. Woo. Looks like I was playing with mark making again, and I was playing with those Posca markers. Looks like I was playing with texture pasted again. So I've got a watercolor wash with some stamps and just trying to play with all the things. This is a sticker. Yeah, this is a sticker. It's pretty thick. I think I stuck the sticker because this sticker is see-through and you can see it. So I stuck the sticker on a piece of cardstock, and now it's kind of too thick for this. But there's a little bit of texture paste, which I tried to paint over. I think I put the texture paste on first, and then I tried to paint over it. And then these lines, these black lines were made with acrylic with the side. You see how I was playing with it for a couple of times. The side of a credit card. So I just kind of put the credit card in the paint and then made lines on the card, which I that was fun. I liked that background. Another watercolor wash in the background and a sticker. Yeah, I was into stickers this week. Yeah, I don't like this background. That one didn't work out. So I tried to, it was too dark. So then I tried to put some acrylic paint over it and it didn't work out. This one is pretty. I like this one. I think I just tried to use, not cover the whole card in paper. That's what I tried to do. And that is a new stamp that I got from Temu. This was a printout from Creative Fabrica. I printed out the cottagecore cows from Creative Fabrica. I really like this one, although it sticks out a little bit on the sides. I think it's cute. So I did, I think this was the Distress ink crayons, where I kind of watercolored the Distress ink crayons to match her flowers up here, and some stamps. And then I didn't like just her, so I put a piece of a book page in the back. Oh, and there's a little bit of texture paste on it too in the corners. What was I doing here? I was playing with a stencil. That is the background stencil. I was trying to figure out how to get the this was a new stencil. It's supposed to be like words, and I wanted to use it with Distress ink, and just did some mark making. And then this was what was that? That was a new stamp. those were new stamps that I got. And then this one was fun. So this tape I had seen on YouTube a couple of times, somebody using it. And so I finally figured out that it was drywall tape. So I ordered drywall tape. It was like $6 for this very large roll of drywall tape on Amazon, and it makes the greatest little texture. I love it. And then these were some new transfer stickers that I got, but I didn't realize they were transfer stickers, and I ended up with like stickers on my fingers for the whole entire day. Yeah, that one was fun. This one again, though, I just glued I glued the card to a piece of paper to have as the background. So I was kind of not into making the background on this one. I wanted to try and use the drywall paint. So I'd love to encourage you, just try things out. Like it's an index card. It's not gonna be, like I don't love all of these. But I do love that I tried and that I, tried different techniques and tried new things. And it's just an index card, so I'm not really invested in the paper. It's not my Archer and Olive notebook. So I would encourage you just to order 100 pack of index cards and play around. This is only like 35 of them. And then I keep them in a little container here, which it's actually 35 is really kind of, but I keep it in a little container, and it's just, you can see I've got paint all over the little container, but it's just a fun way to kind of, experiment. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I can encourage you to take some time to craft today. Have a great day.